Hello. Let me just turn that down a little bit. How's it going tonight? Not gonna be too long. We do have plans for later in the night, but we made a promise to do this, so we we booted up anyway. In reality, we weren't supposed to. We were originally intended to go live like 2 hours ago, but we were working on quite a lot. So, not much of a choice in the matter there. Regardless, we're going to get right into it in a moment. If I can pull everything up. No thanks before the stream today, but reminder, you look above our head here. We're like looking right at it. You can see it right there. And there's a goal. If you want to see us play through a video game with that stupid rabbit, you can donate to it, I guess. Anyway, where's our button? There it is. Hello. This is the first time we've done this with this particular layout. So we're going to see how this works. I'm not sure how the text box is going to be for reading. If it'll let us in. You can never trust human technology. Okay, there we go. So we moved everything off to the side over there, as that's the least busy spot for gameplay segments, but we'll adjust as necessary. Fun fact, the streaming system has actually broke. Despite it properly displaying on the stream, the display was not there. And now the entirety of the app has frozen. Marvelous. Marvelous, marvelous. 1 second. It is now playing music despite not running. The app is not even open. It's still going though. Is it so much to ask for a smooth start to one of these? Ugh. Come on. Ah, good. It is frozen at 99% loading. Let's try and boot this up again. What a hassle. Come on. Oh boy. I literally have not had this happen for months. One second. Apparently, we're going to have to hard restart it. Things can never be easy, can they? Yeah. They're never easy. Never once. Everything always works the moment before you go live. As we can clearly see, this is why all humans should die. Can't even program a goddamn app. There we go. Sound was lagging for some reason. Okay. Give me one moment. There we go, we're in. Ugh. I can't program a game to save their goddamn life. Alright, so you see this event here. We're ignoring that. Hated that event the first time, not doing it again. Welcome back. It's been quite a while since we were here. Ah yes, that's correct. We left off right before the first major boss fight of the chapter. I'm sure this won't be bad. So if I remember, that Musashi fight still sucks. Yep. If I remember correctly, you actually kind of want to half stall this fight out. But it has been, I think, a year since we did this. So we're just going to go in blind. Fuck it. Here, let's take a time mode. It'll be funny. Abby. You. Think I just ungood her? Yeah. This fight does have a gimmick, but it's also one that kind of takes care of itself, if I remember right. So I'm not too concerned with it. Where is... No. Is it not keyed up top? Huh. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Ugh. So where we last left off, we were dealing with Nezhot Altar. We did the first fight. This was months ago, so I don't blame anyone for forgetting. How can she have so many noble phantasms? What's going on here?
I don't think those are noble phantasms. They're probably Balboy depicted in the Yugakshetra of the gods? So I can understand why she has them. But the Nezha we know has never exhibited this kind of fighting ability. There's something else going on here.
She did say that Arjuna shared one of his divinities with her. I suspect the key lies there. This is no natural divine amalgamation, like we've seen with Sitanai. This is a case of divine elementals simply being fused into an existing being. As difficult as it is maybe to believe, if one of Arjuna's divinities is truly able to coexist with a servant's spirit origin... Oh, we should have taken Orion to this. That would have been funny as shit. And that would indeed explain this remarkable increase in her power and abilities. Assuming he gave her one of the Lakpaka, it's scrolling too fast, regions tasked with defending different directions, I'd say Kubera is probably at the top of the list of possibilities. Kubera is the god of wealth and treasure, so that would explain why she has such an abundance of power now. Kubera? Not well known in your neck of the woods, huh? Trust me, he's a very important god in India. Do you also not know who Christopher Columbus is? That would be funny. There's all sorts of stories about him, but they all agree he was the guardian of the North. He was also known as Dhanapati, the Lord of Wealth, and Vasarana, the son of Vishrava. Though in Japan, he might be better known as Tamamoten or Bishmoten. Kubera. I think he was one of Ravana's half-brother. As I recalled, he battled Ravana only to lose both the fight and control over the Lake of Lanka. And in that case, he has some connection to Mia as well. Or rather, to Sita. Also, maybe that's why he's such a good match for Nez? Request. Shut up. There's no need to explain. We are here to fight. Still, I will tell you one thing. The divinity of the god of wealth does reside within me. Declaration. Therefore, this can only end in defeat.
Oh, cripes! Another QP item? No fair! She's decked out in legendary gear. And I'm still in my starting equipment.
Gods have immense power beyond ordinary beings. That's what makes them gods. If this Neza really has been given a divinity, it would definitely explain how she got so absurdly strong. But it's so sad. I can barely stand to watch.
That's a weird cut. Oh, I didn't even check how well it was legible. Oops. Still not used to this all being in full screen.
Ugh. I'll turn purple after the fight. Let me have a moment. Okay. So the gimmick there are several gimmicks as we go through this Lostbelt. But as you'll notice here, Quick and Arts and Buster card effectiveness has been decreased, as well as the amount of HP recovered and your debuff resistance. During the Yuga of Peace, the amount of HP recovered and recovery HP at the end of the turn, however, will be increased because of where we are, and you have lowered attack. Pepe also will help you out during this. In this case, he put an evade on Merlin. At least Abby gets her buff this year, finally. Just pop all these and then get her out. I forgot Abby's first skill is stream-wide. It's been so long since I've used her. What? We're off to a good start in that I am forgetting where I put everything. So I guess we're going for old school beats instead. So the gimmick here is that she takes damage every turn. Just like straight up. Go, go, go. Clip off Rhizome. God, that did nothing. Second. Okay. So chubby. Eh. Get out of here. Of course you missed the arts crit with 90% accuracy. Brah, brah. Ugh. Rude. Of course, we get all of Abby's cards. So she stacks this buffs in order throughout this. Oh yeah, we really botched this team lineup. LMAO. Please stop stunning the person who has the arts card that's crit ready. Oh my god. What do you want me to do about this? It keeps happening. So if you can't tell the gimmick of this Lostbelt yet, it's that foreigners don't matter. Bro, I forgot we have awful mash again. Boom, 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 boom. Here she comes. Oh, Talamo lived. Gun on her. What a disaster. So unfortunately, because we didn't burst her down far enough, I should really just retreat at this point. Alright, so the actual gimmick of this fight is that for the first, I can't remember if it's 6 turns or so, she'll apply buffs to herself every turn and take damage, and on the final turn of that, which is the turn when she'll MP properly. I guess it's 5 turns, whatever. She will gain full MP bar and then lose her entire, however much of her HP bar she has will go to 1. So what you actually want to do here is try and hit her so hard that she's on her last bar before that turn pops. Or just straight kill her. You can do that too, either way. I can't remember what technique we used in when we did this in JP. We either just brought Arjuna Altar or like First Emperor with us. It was very funny. Now these Merlins gotta kill. Actually, we will keep that on. And then the back. In case of emergencies. It always feels weird coming back to here after playing JP for a significant amount of time. Okay, you've seen this already. Ugh. Bum bum bum. As you notice as well, this first bar is in fact the biggest one. Oh. There we go. Sorry if we're a bit tired. We've been working literally all day. Okay. Oh. Ah, sip. Okay. You don't actually... Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you actually have a battery. So we gotta wait a turn. We only have one Buster card for him anyway right now. Okay. That's enough. Smash. Kill. T. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go again.
我が宿命、月女神に恋願う。肉体に合力を、精神に冷徹を。アルテミス、アグネス。
Kill.
そらそらそら。ほらよ。逃げられると思うなよ。それ。技能を使用。
Congrats, you get 1 extra turn. Funny. Okay, so that's how that fight's supposed to go if you don't make 500 misclicks. And you can do that with any significantly big enough DPS, like, if you have First Emperor, you can also just use him for that. You've noticed too, haven't you, Master? That fight was clearly... Nessa, why? That was an incredible display of wealth and fortune. It almost makes me envy you, but... You took it too far. Even with all your abundance, you were spending it faster than you could replenish it. You know, I thought you were burning through your items seemed familiar. You were doing it on purpose. You went out of your way to use more of your power than necessary. You made sure to use so much that not even the god of wealth could recover from the loss. Why? Kubera is the god linked to my father. Huh? In China, Crown Prince Neza's father is known as Tutadlinut. Can't pronounce that, I'm sorry. A.K.A. Pagoda-bearing Heavenly King Li, a.k.a. Li Jing. And in Japan, Li Jing is considered to be the same as the figures I mentioned before, Tamonten and Bishmonten. There's a lot of cross-pollination between Taoist lore and Buddhist myth when it comes to gods like these, so it can be difficult to make sense of. But the long and short of it is, we can be pretty sure that Li Jing and the Hindu god Kubera are one and the same. And I, of course, have a connection to my father. Sorry, I recognize the pattern on her outfit as something, and I'm not going to say what, but, okay. My father. I do not know what to call these feelings I hold towards my father. What does that mean? The details are a little different between the journey to the west and the investiture of the gods. But basically, Nessa was born with tremendous power, and wrecked a lot of things even as a baby. Her father acted in anger and fear, and Nessa lost her body as a result. She was later reborn into a new being thanks to the Buddha, in Tiyazeren. Well, the real story might be more complicated than that, but that's an actual picture of the central relationships. Plus, they say, Nessa's father is still afraid of her power, so... I am Crown Prince Nessa, Marshal of the Central Altar. I am not Li Jing. It is therefore impossible for me to tell you what I think and feel now that both beings have been combined within me. But I can be certain about this. It is not right for Li Jing to exist inside Nessa. It's utterly preposterous. Truth. Such a being can never be me. Truth. This is not how I meant to function. That's why you burned yourself out.
You couldn't accept what you've become. But why take such a roundabout approach to suicide? Good point. If you wish to end your life, you could have done it any number of ways. For example, you could have fought back against the god who made you that way with all your might. Since he trusted you enough to bestow you with power, you should have had plenty of chances to attack him if you chose. I considered that, of course, but deemed it impossible. His divine power is just too great. And if I lost, he might decide to erase my consciousness for being defective. Then I would truly be nothing more than a puppet, with Nezha's body and Kubera's power. Conclusion. That would be a fate worse than death. If you ended up as a berserker thanks to the violent side of you being more prevalent in your manifestation, that would probably also mean that your feelings about your father are stronger and fresher than usual, Nessa. Which would explain why you just don't want to deal with it. Yes, I tried not to think about it at first. I buried my feelings deep down and did my best to forget them. But then, I saw her. Our Nessa. The moment I saw her, felt like I'd been cursed. I was overcome with rage, hatred, and envy, so much that I couldn't stop myself from destroying her. I couldn't stand the idea of another me, a truer me, being out there. I couldn't accept it, but destroying her did nothing to lift my curse. I could no longer ignore my incompleteness. I couldn't stand how ugly I was. That's why I did it. Elaboration. It wasn't you who destroyed me. I destroyed me. I can't say I approve of what you did, but I can understand it. That is fine. If nothing else, I was able to avoid the worst possible outcome. For that, I thank you. But I will not apologize. The one to whom I should apologize is no longer here. Defects should just disappear. For the first time, I understand that logic. The defective Nezha, mixed with her father, will disappear. That is how it should be. Salvation. I will not return in the next Yuga. You're a servant of God. You have no right to say that. My lover's gone now. How dare you say that they were defective? How dare you say they deserve to disappear? Apology. I have no way of knowing that. All I am saying is, for those of us ashamed of our defectiveness, getting to disappear can be a kind of salvation. Hang on. If you're really grateful to us, give us some more info before you disappear. It can be about anything. Arjuna, the other Lokpala. Oh, we want to know about God Skyboulder too. That giant cube? Truth. Unknown. I know nothing about it either. Nor do I know who might know something. Damn. I was afraid you might say something like that. Lokpala are servants that he was bestowed with divinities. If you defeat them, those divinities should disperse, like mine is. So, we can whittle down their forces by taking them out, huh? That's definitely good to know. Wherever we inevitably face off of Arjuna, not also having to fight 3 servants of godly power at the same time will be a huge help. Can you tell us anything about the other Lokpala? Answer. Ashvatman is a special case. He goes around on his own, fighting battles in place of Arjuna. The others watch over different regions. They sometimes assemble under Arjuna's orders, but in general, keep to their assigned arena. There are only 3 Lokpala, so each one covers a wide swath of land. I do not know what the gods who were originally meant to guard what? I do not know what happened to the gods who were originally meant to guard the different directions. There are supposed to be 8 Lokpala, one for each cardinal direction. I wonder if the divinities are still inside Arjuna, because he doesn't need them. What do all of you Lokpala do, exactly? And which directions do you oversee? Answer. We watch over people, guard against revolt, and take care of the sacred beasts. My territory stretches over everything from the north to the southeast. The old man handles everything from the north to the southeast. And the young man handles everything from the southeast to the southwest. The old man is William Tell, an archer, and the young man is Asclepius, a caster. I'm not going to disappear in this cutscene, we're just going to fade out. A bit anticlimactic after they played the sad music. Alright, hopefully this next scene isn't as sadly someone dying paced so I can read through it quicker. Ugh. Thank you to I'm Riku Akamine for following. Why did I say it like that? Anyway. Asclepius? But we have him grailed to level 80. Sweet, we got his true name. Asclepius is a hero known for being one of the Argonauts, and for founding medicine as we know it today. It's too bad Atalanta's not here. She might have been able to tell us more about him. And then there's William Tell, one of the most famous hunters in the world. So that's who that elderly man is. As a rule, servants are usually summoned in their prime. So his middle-aged appearance must be because that time in his life is when his skills were at their peak. Interestingly, neither of these divine spirits have any connection to India whatsoever. People were kinda pissed about that, actually, when this came out. But now, they've been given divinity and power of the Indian gods. I wonder what effects that's had on their abilities. Answer. Unknown. I never paid much attention to their abilities. I did not need to. Oh. Report. I have reached my limit. Outsider. No. Master of Chaldea. Maybe we will meet again someday. And if we do, let it not be this defective version of me. I hope it will be that other, pure me. I don't actually know if we have Nezha. Just because a servant is given divine power, that doesn't necessarily mean they will see it as a good thing. If anything, it was that power that made her see herself as defective. Yeah, even servants are no exception. Knowing what you need, what you don't, what to keep, what to discard. I think everyone has to decide those things for themselves, because no two people are exactly alike. It's no one else's place to unilaterally choose for them. Not even a god. You have every right to say what you did to that Lokpala. I can more than understand your anger at someone desiring to cut themselves off from this world, after they've been going about doing that to others. We're tired, so our reading comprehension is fucked. All I'm saying is that all the ones serving the god have their reasons as well. As that girl there just said, it's not right for a single entity, even a god, to make decisions for the entire world. Yes, you're right. Besides, the important thing is that you and your comrades succeeded at defeating one of the Lokpala. This is cause for celebration. I'll go and tell the others.
Not only did you defeat one of the Lokpala, you even learned the true names of 2 other servants. This is the most welcome turn of events. It feels like the car, infuriating blocking our way, moved aside, and we finally get to floor it and leave them in the dust. Now we just have to keep up our momentum, all the way to the finish line.
Ugh, you're really not good at gauging the mood, are you? We're not exactly celebrating here. No, wait, my god power is telling me what's really going on here. You did gauge the mood here. Just ignored it. Neats like me aren't too good at that sort of social stuff. Though I guess you could also call it a pretty minor skill.
Could you mind not psychoanalyzing me right when I can hear you? Especially when you're going to be so spot on. As the commander, I merely offered my assessment of the present situation.
A servant doesn't get to choose who summons them. Well, this was very unfortunate for Nezha. It worked out for us. If she hadn't purposely worn herself down, I don't think we could have avoided taking some heavy losses. I agree. It doesn't feel like when we won so much as she let us win.
Actually, we did just straight up annihilate her, but okay.
Nezha was a special case, since she just happened to be given a special connection to the Indian divinity she was given. I don't think we can count on anything similar happening with the Lokpala, who don't have any ties to India. Agreed. Ashvataman was a significant threat, even when we were only trying to get away. His regenerative abilities and his immortality were both on a scale I've rarely seen. As for the other servants, we should assume they're at least as powerful as Nezha would have been if she'd made better use of the Kubera's power, if not more so. Yeah, the next one might not be this easy. Exactly, Master. I'll make sure to remain on my guard. Still, if nothing else, we've at least made a bit of progress. Eliminating one of the divinities under Arjuna's control is a victory no matter how you look at it. Though, of course, it's still too early to say how much value or significance this victory portends. Actually, now that you mention it, I think I do feel a little lighter. That indescribable pressure we'd felt hindering us in this world. That strange feeling that something is off. It's been preventing us from finding our footing. It feels like it's not quite as bad now.
It seems safe to assume that eliminating one of the Lokpala has improved the state of the world somehow. Needless to say, if we're going to defeat Arjuna, we'll need to reduce his overwhelming power and find a way to draw out more of our own. If eliminating Lokpala can achieve both at once, that would truly be killing two birds with one stone.
Forget birds or stones. At this point, it looks to be our only possible path for victory. Period. So I guess we'll just have to make it our way down it a little bit at a time. Journey of 1,000 miles and all that. In other words, our next course of action is to try and take out all the other Lokpala. And luckily, we now know where we can probably find them. Hold on, I'm gonna do something real quick.
Since this text box covers literally the entire bottom of the screen on this one. Let's see. If I can find it. Is it that one? It's that one. Okay. Let's grab this. Move it all the way down. Never say we don't do anything for you guys. There we go. And luckily, we now know where.
We can probably find more of them. Sure, they may just be very general directions, but it's still better than having no lead at all. Plus, I bet the towns and villages in those areas will know something.
No objections here. According to Nezha, Ashvatman moves freely on his own, so going after him won't be an option. So the question is, who do we pursue first? William Tell or Asclepius? That's a no-brainer. The archer is clearly the higher priority target.
Oh, why is that?
Isn't it obvious? We can't have him sniping ours now, can we? He's the cornerstone of our whole operation here, after all. I may be personally blessed by the gods of fortune, but ours is the one holding the key to our victory. Therefore, we should take out the archer first, to eliminate the risk of ours being taken out at a distance and ensure his safety. I understand how you feel, but I'm not certain the choice is so clear-cut. We shouldn't let our king rush headlong into danger, just because we're wary of their rook. No, I understand. It's a question of who has the greater advantage. The fact is, we currently have no servants who excel at mid to long-range combat. Every member of our current lineup is close to mid-range fighter. If we were to go after the archer first, we could end up struggling to pin him down, and to have him really throw a wrench in the works by calling in reinforcements. Agreed. That is a distinct possibility. Casters, on the other hand, tend to be excellent mages, but they're certainly not known for their prowess in battle. Being an excellent mage doesn't automatically make you an excellent warrior, after all. No, most casters fight by laying cunning traps and collecting information outside of battle to stack the deck in their favor. So in a head-to-head brawl, they're likely to fall one step behind compared to an archer. If we can drag them into such a brawl, we should have a good chance of defeating them. Essentially, our goal will be to reduce the enemy's forces by going after the weaker opponent first. I believe the archer's threat looming over us, but that has been no less true all this time. I believe we can minimize risks by taking measures against any attempts at sniping and eliminating the caster as quickly as possible. I've completely lost Holmes' voice trying to do Gordolf's. Then it's settled. We'll go after the caster first.
I can't believe it.
What can't you believe? As a fellow chubster, I demand an explanation.
Hey! How have you know that I only have all this extra weight out of respect for Ganesha? Anyway, I was just surprised you were acting like a decent commander for once. Teehee. You really don't know the differences between servant classes. You really do know the differences between servant classes, don't you, Gotchi?
Gotchi? Does that mean she thinks I'm like Carl Gotch, the undisputed god of pro wrestling? That's a rather elegant nickname you've come up with there, young lady. That I appreciate. But to be clear, I've been studying this sort of thing ever since I knew I was going to be the next director of Chaldea. After all, it would be quite the farce if Chaldea's top brass didn't know the first thing about its crucial heroic spirit summoning system. Isn't that right, Kyrie?
Yes, Director. I know you've been studying diligently ever since we left Russia.
What? No, I've learned about these things all along. I'm nothing if not a capable commander after all. Regardless, I easily know just as much as the newly minted master. Furthermore, I've also taken another look at Oz reports. By this point, I can quickly calculate each class's traits, the cost of summoning a given servant, and the amount of strain placed on the nervous system by the Mystic Code. With just one hand and a common pocket calculator. Incidentally, Oz, you'll be getting hungry in about 3 hours, so make sure you have some rations ready to go.
He's even calculated the rate Master burns calories? Yes, very impressive. Now, can we get back on track? So, we'll be going after Asclepius first. Nessa said he's in charge of the south, but how do we go about finding him? I am told there's a town in the south. If this job includes keeping an eye on the people in this region, there's a strong chance he'll show up there. In that case, we should be able to ask someone in this village where to find it. Okay, sounds like a plan to me.
Good. Alright, Alice. Your next mission is to head south, find the caster Asclepius, and defeat him.
Oh, and don't worry. Yours truly, the beautiful Miss Da Vinci, will be holding an exclusive lecture on Greek heroes to give you something to listen to on the way.
1 SQ obtained for 50 minutes of reading. Effect of Unforgiving World weakened by the defeat of Lokpala Nezha. The Rural Road. Oh, this is just a whole mix of garbage, huh? You know what that means, chat? Okay. You're at bottom 5, right? No, not even. Okay. Yeah, let's hit it up. Time to learn about this character we already know about. Section 11, Lostbelt. Tread to Yuga, Asclepius, the god of medicine. Bum, 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 bum. Map. I don't remember the voice we did for him. Oh, my. Mutsin has vanished. Well, damn. Now I feel bad for pawning the job off on her. Don't be stupid. She ran off on her own. You didn't ask her to go. Also, if you're just going to bother saying that sort of thing, then you could at least pretend you mean it. You don't look the least bit sorry. Yeah, don't know what to tell you then. I'm really broken up over here. Actually, that's supposed to be. This won't do. This won't do at all. I could tell Crown Prince Nessa was up to something, but she was still one of the hands of God. The fact that she's gone now is... There is no problem. The God's power is infinite. Even if one is shattered, I remain limitless. Indeed. On top of that, I have no doubt whatsoever. But you must agree it is inconvenient to have one fewer pawn to serve you. Yes. Is that not why you summoned the other servants after Ashvatman? To have them execute your will? What do you say? If you like, I would be happy to provide you another summoning spell. No, even that is of no consequence. All I need now is to keep repeating the Yugas. Thanks to the power you all brought me, I have been able to speed up a sluggish Yuga cycle. So I will continue on. I will keep drowning the world's defects, its evils, and cutting them away. The demise of the great Yuga, the cycle formed by the other Yugas that only a god can see, is approaching. The great Yuga, huh? You said the 10-day Yuga cycle you're repeating is just part of this great Yuga, right? Indeed! Now is the time for the universe to end. The whole world has lapsed into degeneracy. The great Kali Yuga and its massive destruction is at hand. Oh God, you should be proud. The seeds of mortality you have tended to for an eternity are at last about to bear fruit. Ordinarily, it would take hundreds, no, the thousands of years, but that would be far too long a wait. Thanks to you dramatically shortening the small Yuga cycle to 10 days, the great Yuga cycle has been sped up as well. How wonderful. And then, all that will remain is that which is truly good, truly necessary. Then I will be able to create a perfect, ideal world.
Indeed! Indeed, indeed! What a lovely world that would be! If that really does happen, why, that would be just lovely! Soon, very soon now, I think, you will remake the world, over the course of enough small yugas for us to get there. I wonder how many more yugas it will take. 1, 2, few enough that I can count on them with our hands. I can't wait to find out. Hey, alter ego. Enough with the digressions. Basically, the boss is telling us not to worry about Nessa's death, right? Fine, got it. Now, can I get back to my research? Got a lot on my plate, you know. Swear, there's nothing worse than all the time people waste on pointless chatter. Especially when you're just patient. And then you're patient, and you've got to listen to them babbing away about their inane personal lives. It'd be one thing if they at least had something some interesting rare disease. But it's almost always just another boring cold, or a broken bone, or something. Wait. Alright, if you want me to wait, I'll wait. What is it? There's something I should tell all of you. Oh? My, how unusual. Yes, it's not every day we see a glimpse of his humanity. God, Limbo's the funnest. What a rancid motherfucker. He's great. Fo. I don't see much water or flowers as much water or flowers as I did yesterday. This looks like the harvest season. I guess that's dependent on the current Yuga too. As I recall, today is the beginning of the Treta Yuga. That's the time when things start to deteriorate a bit from what they were during the Krita Yuga, and 1/4 of the world's rightful order is lost. It's quite the radical difference for us to just see things change so instantaneously. That's just the way the world works. For the people who live in this world, this is all perfectly normal. Nonetheless, I cannot help but feel the state of affairs is far too sudden and unnatural. If the Yuga cycle has been shortened to a mere 10 days, something is certainly amiss. At this point, I would not be the least bit surprised to learn there was some sort of distortion here affecting the entire world. Alright, now that we've all adjusted to our new surroundings, it's time for the lecture I promised. You keep walking, I'll keep talking. Asclepius is the hero from Greek mythology. His father was the Olympian god Apollo, and his mother, a woman named Coronis, making him a demigod. Shortly after his birth, he was entrusted to a centaur sage. You all know who that is. That's right, our very own Chiron. Asclepius first studied medicine under him, but his talent for medicine surpassed his teacher's eventuality. In addition to the sun, Apollo was also the god of sickness and healing, so that's probably where Asclepius got his talent for medicine. To elaborate, he took the knowledge of our herbology Chiron imparted him and expanded on it, which led to the concept of medicine as we know it, today spreading far and wide. Up to that point, healing had strictly been the domain of the gods, which is probably why he came to be known as the father of medicine, and a god in his own right. At the time, the concept of a doctor, someone with both the knowledge and skills to treat injuries and disease in someone other than themselves. And a patient, the beneficiary of the doctor's knowledge and skill, was a huge paradigm shift, and Asclepius was the one who made it happen. Wow, when you put it like that, he sounds like a really big deal. Though, of course, I'm sure Ganesh is way more famous than him, being an actual god and all. As I mentioned earlier, he was one of the Argonauts, owning entirely to his skill as a doctor. He probably got to know Atalanta, Heracles, and Medea during the voyage on the Argo, too. It's too bad none of them are here now. They're all in the next Lostbelt, or in Okeanos, but don't worry about it. They might have been able to tell us more about him. I'm sorry, but I have no interest in his life story. All I need to know is how to defeat him. Oh, there are plenty of other interesting stories to share about him, like this one about how his staff became entwined with snakes, became symbolic of medicine everywhere. But it looks like that one will have to wait. The beautiful Miss Da Vinci is taking a short sabbatical. Why's that? I'm picking up a huge wildlife reading. Looks like there's some kind of hydra. Is this because I mentioned snakes? Maybe words have more power than we give them credit for.
Well, there are many Indian myths involving serpents, such as Naga and Vritra. This would seem to be no more than an ordinary creature. One that is apparently set on having Mr. R's for supper.
Talk about the struggle for existence. There's no need to bother Indra about this.
The fewer dangerous animals there are, the safer it is for everyone.
I don't want to be eaten either. You guys have seen how a snake's stomach bulges out after it swallows its plate whole, right? I'm warning you now, Hydra. The same thing's gonna happen to you if you eat me. Oh, by the way, I'm a vegetarian now, so if you want to make me an offering, some potato chips would hit the spot.
Goofball.
Ah. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Bum 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 ba-da-dum bum bum bum. Going back into battle. Increase size. Oh no. Okay, so let me double check, but if I remember correctly, beating Nezha removes, the quick weakness. So now you can just use Scotty to just quick farm through everything if you want. This one we're not going to be able to though, because they made sure to put 2 enemies in this first wave. Because this was around the point where they realized maybe they made a mistake. Ah, fuck. Bah. Bump, 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 bump. You know, I'm actually going to move over here.
Hello.
There we go. While we're in a fight.
Wait.
Dekiru. Bump, 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 bump. Hey. Be kind. Limbo is not just a... He's not just a psychotic. He's also our only bisexual male rep. Even though there are plenty of male characters in this game who should be bisexual, but don't worry about it. What's history anyway? Oh, it literally is just a Hydra. Kill! Bah, bah. I win. Oh, how easy. Okay. If you can't tell, we are trying to speed up a little bit. Luckily we are no longer having conversations with Arjuna or a dying Nezha, so I don't have to speak fucked up. Time to learn more about Asclepius. I wonder if this is going to end with us fighting Asclepius. I'm not saying that. It's so good.
Right, right. I make the best roasted bananas you'll ever have. Go on, Mashy, try one. They're great for your skin and for staying in shape. You're still a growing girl, so you've got to eat up. Of course, I'll be digging in right with you. I'm eating one right now. It is really good. Fo? Fo? Of course it's too hot for you, Fo. Cats have very heat-sensitive tongues, and you're practically one of them. You'll just have to make do with regular unroasted banana. I haven't camped out like this since the rebellion. It really brings back memories. My definition, a rebellion involves fighting a ruler much stronger than you. Surely it can't be all that nostalgic. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, wait. No easy way to display this game in this format. There we go. Reading time. Of course not. I remember very well how we never had enough supplies to go around. The Sepoy incited uprisings left and right before they ran off to Dali, and goes to Jansi to clean up the mess. Thanks to that, we had almost nothing in the way of people, funding, or supplies. Sometimes my comrades and I had nothing to eat but a single half-rotten banana between us all. Hey, I know it's none of my business, but are you sure you don't want to join the conversation? Heh. You're quite intelligent, aren't you? And you know who I am. Well, if you're who you think you are, I just remembered that there were rumors about you helping the Sepoys in their rebellion. Of course, that is just how the story goes, so I have no idea if it's true. Who could say? Truth is, I'm really not anyone right now. All I can say is, if Sion hadn't summoned me, I wouldn't be who I am currently. Huh? Then does that mean... At any rate, we should be using this time to let ours and the team rest, right? I don't see any need to jump in with my own old unasked for stories. I'm gonna take another look at the engine. If you don't see me again tonight, it's because I'm busy there. Got it. See you in... November? This year? Seems you're no ordinary queen either. Though I could tell that much from the way you fight. Are you saying a queen who would sleep on the ground is no true queen? Not at all. Sita is said to have been born in the ridge between two rice fields. If anything, I'm fond of women who have an earthly scent. Ugh. My, oh my! I guess famous heroes really are natural Casanovas. I'll have to make sure I remember this. Huh? Why would you do that? Wait, you're not planning on telling Sita about this if we find her, are you? You've got it all wrong. I wasn't making a pass at her. I know that's silly. Of course I won't tell Sita about this. Don't lie to me! It's written all over your face. It's pretty relaxing here, isn't it, Mash? Yes, definitely. Can I tell you something, Senpai? For some reason, I can't really explain. I feel like everything's going to work out. Fo? I know God Arjuna is incredibly powerful. I know this world runs on a truly bizarre system. Rip to a real one. And I know that Nessa and Karna aren't here to help us anymore. We've seen some very, very painful things. To be honest, it was all bringing me down a little. Yeah, me too. But now, having all of us gathered around a campfire like this makes me feel more optimistic? Pepe was always so nice to me, even back when I didn't know anything at all. I knew he was a very social person, so it was difficult for me to accept that he had become our enemy. But now, we're sitting around the same campfire, united in a common goal. It's also, I don't know if this is the best way to say it, but it makes me really happy. And you know, I'm actually kind of hopeful right now. Maybe, just maybe, Asclepius, the caster we're about to face, will have his own feelings about this world, just like Nessa did. So if we talk to him, maybe there's a chance he'll be willing to help us out. Oh, you've grown up to be such a good girl, Mashi. I'm so glad to think that. Pepe? Of course, I'm not too helpful about my own prospects, so I can't share your optimism. But in that sense, we each have to place our own bets, so it's nothing you need to worry about. You're right. It's definitely not impossible. It may well be worth our while to try talking to him and William, even if they are Lokpa. But I don't think we should waste our breath on Ashwatman. What makes you say that? You saw what he's like when we fought him before. You know how determined he is. You can't give anything that much effort unless you really, truly believe in what you're doing. It didn't matter how many times we defeated him, he wouldn't stay down no matter what. Right. No matter how much you hurt him, he'll just bounce right back, even if the wound is fatal. He was nowhere near so durable when he was with me. So, he must have something to do with the divinity Arjuna gave him. But at any rate, he didn't even think to pretend he was out of commission, so he could take it easy until his wounds finish healing, right? He's as hardcore as they come. So, I don't think we should be getting our hopes up about him, secretly hating this world and being willing to betray it. If anything, it seemed to me like he cared more about serving Arjuna than anything else. Not because Arjuna's his master now. I get the feeling he's a true believer in what Arjuna's doing. He and Arjuna might have been enemies back when they were human, but I'm pretty sure Arjuna is way beyond thinking about the Kauravas and the Pandavas at this point. I always went to try and get to know Ashwatman better, but I was so busy back when this Lostbelt was first made, I kept putting it off. Now, I really wish I'd made the time for him. Maybe then I'd at least have an idea of what he's thinking now. Ow! Oh my! Are you trying to slap some sense into me, little animal? Trying to tell me I shouldn't have let my contract with my servant be taken away? Yes, you're right. I'm his former master, so I feel responsible too. Even then, he always seemed like he was angry about something, so we couldn't have been any less alike. But I didn't mind that. I figured that way, I could let him handle everything that wasn't in my wheelhouse. Not to mention, he was always an incredible fighter. Angry, huh? That's true. He was always super pissed off. But is there, like, any reason for that? Or is that just how he is? I'm not sure. All I know is, he was like that right from the time I summoned him. So who knows? Maybe that is just how he is. There's one story he says he attacked an enemy army in the dead of night out of anger over his father's murder. Even though that sort of thing was absolutely against the rules of warfare at the time. Anywho, as a servant, he's always fueled by rage. I'm sure there's more to him than that. But his rage burned so hot, it seemed like it subsumed everything else. In some aspects, you could say he was a bit socially awkward. But anger's a force to be reckoned with. Some people think of anger as giving you blinders and making you unwilling to see reason. But on the other hand, those kind of focus can be very powerful. So the idea of going up against someone so relentlessly devoted to his cause, well, it scares me. Honestly, I don't know what he'd be like now if I was still his master. Sounds like he would have been a very helpful ally. You think? I have a feeling a lukewarm bottle like me only would have cooled him off, not in a good way. Anyway, I'm sure that wherever he is now, he's mad as hell about something. I swear, I don't know how he does it. Just takes oodles of passion to stay angry all the time. I thought he was just, bad-tempered. Oh, yes. His heart simply burns with passion. When you grow up, you'll understand just how hard and how sad it can be to be so angry that you burn yourself out. That kind of white-hot rage usually doesn't last. Most of the time, anger quickly gives way to regret and despair. I can't even imagine what it would take to be truly angry all the time. Even sincerity only gets you so far. I mean, how long do you think a dandelion seed like me like that goes on, wherever the wind takes him? When last, if my hair would end up burning off in my fury, I wouldn't have anything left. Sounds like it's taking the Buddha's idea of a world as a burning house of suffering a little literally. And honestly, I can't imagine how a guy named Pepperoncino isn't already living it up. Right. Pepperoncino's a great name, if I do say so myself, and it suits me perfectly. After all, I'm a spicy hot pepper from my head to my toes. I make it a point to live nice and carefree wherever I go. I'm not sure I agree with that, Pepe. You've always seemed very sincere to me. You never got angry. No, but you easily made up for it with how hard you were on yourself. Besides, it's said that masters summon servants who are a lot like themselves. That's why Master can summon everyone. You may be very open-minded, but under that, I think you have a very strong sense of responsibility and a powerful conviction to not lead an easy life. Oh my, that's very kind of you, but you're giving me way too much credit. I know you wish you could get along with us, with the Cryptas, I mean, since you also used to be part of Team A. But you've really got to give that up, girl. If you don't, you'll just make trouble for yourself, your master, and us. We're all loners well before we were Cryptas. That didn't change just because we joined a group. 1 second, I'm just checking something out. Goddamn, you still going at that, huh? Okay. 1 down. 1 to go. There we go. Ah, sip. Ah, how delightful. Not really, but whatever. Of us were born in the wrong places. Some of us has lost our humanity entirely. We've all got our own issues, and they don't go away just by being part of a team. There was not a good person among us. Not any one of them. Not me either. I mean, we sold out all of mankind and joined forces with the foreign god, just so we could survive, remember? Maybe you have a little survivor's guilt of being the only one left, Mashy, but you don't have to feel bad. This was always going to happen to us. Always going to happen? Where are you getting this from, Pepperoncino? Still, I really did enjoy my life in Chaldea. So for me, you might even say it gave me a reason to live. I see. I still don't quite get what you're talking about, but I can see that you are a man of conviction. You have quite the keen eye, don't you? I've noticed it helping us in battle since you joined. That keenness, Doesn't seem entirely physical either. Is it some sort of magecraft? Why, yes, it's divine power. Just like the kind you use, Rami. It's a technique I came up with to let me use the power of the gods in my human body. I'm also pretty good at Jutsuku, Taishitsu, and Rojinsu. I'll have you know. Jinsokatsu, Taishinsu, and Rojinsu?
I could have sworn I heard those terms somewhere. Do you know anything about them, Administrative Advisor?
Those are 3 of Japan's Shugendo Rokinjutsu, or 6 supernormal Buddhist powers. Jinsokutsu is the power to run faster than any ordinary human. Taishinsu is the power to read others' minds. And Rojinsu is... My apologies. I understand the concept, but I struggle to articulate it and make myself understood. It's something unique to Buddhism, almost an awareness of one's destiny, not dissimilar to enlightenment. My! I'm impressed you know that much about Eastern philosophy. You really are a great detective, aren't you? I would say Rojinsu is the power to know oneself well, maybe. That's as good a way to remember it as any, Oz. Of course, I doubt you'll have much use for it, being Mash's master and all. I mean, knowing that much about yourself, that's just asking for any trouble, right? Interesting. Rojinsu is said to be a state of mind that quells all thoughts. All thoughts. He still thinks of it as asking for trouble. Why did you call yourself a dandelion seed earlier? Oh my! That's what you're concerned about? You're awfully bold for such a cutie. It's simple. I ran away from my country when I was about your age. Ever since, I've been an international stranger. Chaldea is the first place in my life that I could actually call home. Why'd you run away? Why, because there wasn't anything for me there. I didn't get along with anyone in my family, extended or otherwise. That's putting it mildly, of course, since I hated them so much I killed them all myself. Oh well, funny old life, isn't it? Well, that's a hell of a cliffhanger. Rage. It's on screen. Damn it! Rage. God damn it all! This pisses me off. I'm so freaking pissed right now. So mad I could throw up. So mad it's making me dizzy. This goddamn anger never goes away. And won't as long as I am who I am. And that's why I wanted to hurry up and get here. When the Great Yuga ends, the world will finally stop cycling through destruction and rebirth. Every last evil defect will disappear. The world will finally be perfect. I can't get here soon enough. He's upset. Little pissy bitch. What we got next? Fight. With Castor, huh? So this is probably... Okay, so this is Asclepius. If I remember how these fights work, it's 3 waves, and then Asclepius. Bum 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 bum. I'm picking up a life form nearby, a human. There's still some distance to your destination, so there may be a traveler. You can never have too much information. Let's go say hello. Huh? I've never seen any of you before. Hi there. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions? You're headed for the town nearby? Don't bother. If I were you, I'd just turn around and go back where I came from. Huh? Why's that?
There's a real nasty disease going around in that town. I was just heading there myself to look for a new job. Once I heard about it, I turned right around. It had already killed a number of people by the time I heard about it. Might be dead bodies everywhere by now.
A plague? That's...
Alright, I'd better get going. Don't say I didn't warn you. We've got prayers and the sacred beast to help us with the Kali. Can't pray away a disease. You only get one life. Gotta make the most of it.
Prayers and the sacred beast, huh? Those don't actually do that much to help.
Well,
what do we do now?
I can't believe I forgot to ask something so basic. Tell me, technical advisor. Am I right to assume we're all fully inoculated against the various pathogens we expect to encounter on our travels?
You bet we are. Think of all the places we've already been to. We've covered as far as just about any plague goes. Of course, ours is already pretty well set thanks to its innate poison resistance, so the vaccinations are more peace of mind than anything else. But in case you're still concerned, Director, we could always have the servants go on ahead and collect more detailed data about this virus before... no need for that. Let's just keep going.
Understood.
Then we'll continue as planned.
Just make sure you don't touch anything strange, alright? And do make sure you have enough masks and gloves. You know you're not supposed to share them, right? God, this chapter is doing some heavy lifting for Gordolf, huh?
We get it, we get it. Jeez, you sound like my mom. Just so you know, the border isn't exactly bursting at the seams with vaccine doses and such. So be prepared for the possibility you might not be able to save everyone else in the town.
Considering Asclepius is there, I don't think we're saving anyone in the town.
Wow, that kid has eyes.
Weird.
Huh? Phone? It's a perfectly ordinary town. It certainly doesn't look like there's a plague going around. Does this mean the other guy was lying? That's not the impression I got from him. Excuse me, do you have a moment?
What do you want?
We were told there's a deadly plague going around this town. Is that true?
Whoever told you about that must have been way behind the times. Sure, we did have a scare like that recently. People were collapsing left and right. Some of them died of fever, and the people treating them kept catching it. We thought that God had forsaken us, and this town was done for. Well, I was bedridden with it myself until not too long ago.
So there was a plague going around here? But now it's all over?
Yep, just like when things were at their worst. A doctor showed up and saved us all. I don't know what we would have done without him. I had to quarantine myself so my wife and kids wouldn't catch... Oh, unfortunate. I didn't even know if I'd ever get to see him again. But now we're all one big happy family again. That doctor is our savior, no doubt about it. We offered him a home here, and told him he'd never want for anything if he stayed with us. But he just took off. Wouldn't accept anything in return. Picture of modesty he was. All he said was, I just stopped by to check in on things. This isn't the fundamental solution this world needs. I wonder what he meant by that. He did look really stressed out about something, even after saving us. But anyway, things are perfectly fine here now, so relax and enjoy your stay. Trust me, it's a great place.
A mysterious, heroic doctor. Da Vinci, can we quickly go over what you know about Asclepius again? Sure thing. There's all sorts of casters, mages, witches, alchemists, beautiful inventors whose genius knows no bounds. But in Asclepius' case, given his title and background, he's definitely a doctor. I knew it. Master, this might mean we were right after all. I mean, Mash, dear, honey, sweetheart, buffoon. He created medicine. Doctors are always good, right? Right. If he's only pretending to obey Arjuna. but deep down he knows this world is wrong and can't bear to see people in need. Maybe we can convince him to...
You should have your answer to that directly. Here he comes now. He doesn't appear to be going on the offensive, but keep your guard up all the same.
Yeah, the boy.
What the? What's going on here?
There he is.
Even if we did come looking for him, I wasn't expecting to find him this quickly. You must have some very good karma indeed, Master.
This is perfect. We were just hoping to talk to you, Asclepius. Are you the one who...
Shut up. I've been saving this town for my experiments. It's practically my exam room, and I won't tolerate patients worth less than gauze speaking out of turn in here. Patients should only speak when spoken to. Is this your doing? How did you heal all the infected when I didn't lift a finger to help them? Gasp! It wasn't him. It was another doctor? I wonder who that could be. Huh? My. I guess you're not the good doctor we've been hearing all about after all. Of course not. I was just about to study this plague. Why would I bring in anything that could cure it? Ugh, idiots. Medicine is advanced by studying new diseases as they progress. I thought with the plague in town, I could at least have no shortage of cases. But now you're telling me there's not a single infected person left? You can't be serious. I don't know who you are, but you've got some nerve taking away my precious research opportunity.
He sounds like a self-centered sociopath. I'm guessing he dumped every stat into int. Everything else be damned.
I don't know what you mean by the second part, but I agree wholeheartedly with the first. Just answer me this. Did you spread this plague here yourself? No, it wasn't Saint and Nightingale, but don't worry. That would have been funny on its own. Huh? What are you, stupid? How much useless mush do you have festering in between your ears? Why would anyone ever do that? Of course I want to advance medicine by studying as many cases of disease as possible. But the point is to cure patients, not create new ones. Be that as it may, it would seem you didn't do anything to limit the disease's spread either. Because I knew I couldn't. I didn't even waste my time with these pointless endeavors. It's much more sensible to make a vaccine after studying the disease. He's correct, unfortunately. Although, if people are dying, you should try and slow the spread. Even if more people ended up dying in the meantime. Yes, that's undeniably tragic. But as long as they die while I'm studying them, they serve to advance medicine. I stake my pride as a doctor on never letting a patient die for nothing. I'll always make sure their death leads to a new discovery. And eventually, to advancing medicine as a whole.
Sounds nice and all, but the guy is oozing mad scientist vibes. I don't think we can hope for much from him. He didn't heal this town. He's anything like Neza either.
Ah, I see. So that's your game. You thought that deep down, I might be dissatisfied with the way that God runs things here. Just like Neza was.
I take it that means you aren't then.
Of course not. Exercising all that is defective or unnecessary from the world. That is how things ought to be. It's immeasurably better than a weak, foolish god getting rid of exceptional things. Do you know what happened to me? Do you have any idea what Zeus put me through? I've heard stories. All I ever wanted was to advance the field of medicine. All I ever did was find a way to cure death. But the Greek gods were too narrow-minded, lazy, cowardly, and arrogant to accept that. They were wrong, and they punished me all for all the wrong reasons. They punished me for nothing more than achieving excellence. Ah, now I see. But this world is the complete opposite of that. All that is excellent endures. All that is inferior disappears. It couldn't be more simple. This is exactly how things are meant to be. This is how the world is to look like. And that is what you want when the world reaches its end state. Weren't you listening to me?
All I want is to advance my medical arts. I thought I made that clear. So you don't care about what the world loses, as long as it helps you with that? As long as mankind doesn't go extinct. People will always need doctors, right? So don't worry about that. There will always be people around. I'm willing to rack up as many sacrifices as it takes to ensure my patient's survival, no matter the cost. Master, I'm afraid Asclepius is... Yeah, something's fundamentally wrong with him. Medicine is important, but you cannot ignore how people feel. You may be an excellent doctor, but you've completely failed to treat these people's cries of grief. I'm no counselor. There are some conditions I can't do a damn thing about, like stupidity. Ugh, there's nothing I hate more than stupid patients. All you have to do is listen. If your doctor says not to do something, don't do it. If they say to do something, do it. Why is that so hard for you to understand? Don't you want to get better? It doesn't make any damn sense. It's just like I thought. Your heads are the most affected part. If you patients are so soft in the head that you're trying to get rid of this just world, then it's clear which part of you I need to amputate. So it's a fight he wants, is it? Get him, Oz. Don't be afraid. He's only a caster, and just a doctor at that. Just a doctor? Have you forgotten that Arjuna made me a Lokpala and granted me one of his divinities? The Indian god he bestowed upon me. Is Yama. Yama? That's the Greek god. That's Greek. That's the god of death, king of the dead, and the regent of the south. Master, I'm sensing new hostiles appearing out of the ground one after another. They appear to be moving skeletons. I guess Arjuna thought Yama would suit me, since I already managed to resurrect the dead on my own. Well, as long as it's not Hades, I can get along with another god of the underworld, and I have no qualms about using what I've been given. Yama wields authority over the dead. Well, technically, it may be authority over this land's memory of the dead. There's no meaningful difference. Great. So now we gotta play some kind of horde mode with zombies? I don't think we'll be able to beat it unless you've got some special attacks with invincibility and massive AoE. The hell? You summoned that many fighters that quickly, without any preparation or chanting? What kind of necromancy is that? This is clearly outside the realm of human magecraft. This is divine power, just like how Kuber let Neza use so many noble phantasms at once. Be very careful. Got it. Even idiots like you know about autopsies, yeah? The dead can still be valuable in medicine. But you're all probably gonna die here now that you're up against me. Don't feel better. Don't you feel better knowing your deaths will be useful? Kill. Bump. Ba-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-da-da-dum. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Combat mode. Okay. So, it's a caster boss with berserker mobs, archer mobs, not archer mobs, assassin mobs, and lancer mobs. I'm going to assume the assassins are on the last wave, because that sounds like the kind of bullshit they'd pull. First Emperor in the back. Oh, we want to go to our real lineup for this one. Bum, 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 bum. Scotty. Where are you? Oh, you're already in the party.
Okay. Lancelot. Lancelot's who we want. Swap these around. And then put First Emperor in the front seat. And give him our starting CE that has crit draw on it. Actually. Yeah. We need to focus on. I should have actually put him in the 5th slot. So the plan here is to use Lancelot for as much as we can to wait through, and then when he runs out of steam, we'll switch in to First Emperor. Look at my ears twitch. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at him go. I bet you wish you could do that. Okay. Of course you do. You humans don't have any. Okay. So, we're gonna wipe the first 2 waves, at least guaranteed here. And then we get to the 3rd one. Really does make things so trite sometimes. There he goes. Okay, next. Lancelot is quite cool. Yeah. Kill. Bum 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 ba 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 bum. Peppy's backing. Twisted Love. Okay. This works out exactly as planned. Ideally, you of course would want to use Merlin with First Emperor, but it's no matter. Kill. We're not going to be able to wipe him out immediately. It's going to take a couple of loops here. What is this coup? Yeah, get back to 50, please. Damn it. Can you hit him? Thank you. Thank you, First Emperor. Let's go again. Let's go again. Ha ha ha. As a new law we declare, humans shall exist at the threshold of heaven and earth. We'd prefer the opposite, frankly. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, great, now I'm going to waste a Buster card. Actually, let's just punch him with the Scotties. Get more crit stars for the next turn. Oh no, his Hollow Lament. It's really hard to ignore that those are just the basic Berserker enemies from Camelot. Bah! Not a single Buster card to be had. That's unfortunate. Not a single quick card to be had, sorry. We're out of buffs too, so this is just gonna hit the normal amount. Real unfortunate card synergy during this. There we go. Okay, first Emperor will eat all the hits for this. So there's no need to protect. Asoiwaro? There's a new law we declare. Humans shall exist at the threshold of heaven and earth. Oh. Okay, so what's going to happen here is they're going to get a regen per turn. They're also going to get guts. And they'll be immune to debuffs from now on, for one time now. I believe the debuff resistance also lasts 3 turns. Oh, we're gonna incinerate his ass. Alright, let's pop this immediately. Get rid of those. The thing about Asclepius' NP is that he doesn't give guts to himself, so he leaves himself particularly defenseless. So if you know that, you can just completely obliterate him. This is going to hit very hard. It's not going to hit Orion hard, but it's going to hit very hard. That was like between 200 and 300k. Oh, they do actually make you fight them. Interesting. Well, this is much easier. Kill. First Emperor is still one of the best servants they've come up with for FGO. Like all these years later. Not like mechanically speaking even, although he does still walk through most non-story based fights nowadays. But just like on a character note. Goes in there.
2 chains and some bones. Never have enough of those. You never have enough of those. Ah. Hello. We're back over here again. Disease wasn't enough. You even tended our fields for us. Are you a new Lokpala? You must be, to show us this much kindness. Please stay with us. This old town would be thrilled to have you. Huh? Sorry, my throat's been acting up a bit. Pay no mind. I'll just stop by to check on things. This isn't the fundamental solution to this loss that this world needs. It's one who will show up after me, who are bound to end you. They're from an organization called Chaldea, just as I am. Make sure to welcome them when they get here. It'll speed things up. Okay, but it isn't Chaldea we want to thank. It's you. Please, won't you stay with us for just a little while? We'd be honored, delighted even, to repay someone so virtuous. Yes, exactly. Please, right this way. Everyone's been dying to hear more about you. They really mean it. These people can't have much to spare, yet they still want to reward an outsider. No, never mind that. Why do they like me at all? This sort of thing would never have happened before. I'm not doing anything different than I was before. I'm still operating under the same principles I've always had. So why am I seeing such a different reaction now? Is it only because of what I look like? Do people really care about appearances that much? Oh well. If that's true. If that is true. Oh well. If that is true, it suits my needs perfectly. I wonder who that could be. Bum, 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 bum. Time. Oh, it's this fight. Oh boy. Oh, we're gonna have some fun here, chat. This is... Yeah, this is what I think it is. It doesn't matter what we take. Like, none of this matters. Okay. Let's bring Nobu in. They're no juggernaut like they are in JP right now. But it'll be funny. If this is what the fight I remember right. They just keep coming. No matter how many we take down. Wait. What's that? Shit! Was not expecting that. Shit! It's a kid! Most of the town's residents hid after you started fighting, but he must have been left behind. We need to protect him no matter what. Oh. Crap, he tripped. He's so far away too, huh? What's wrong? You fell down. Here, your knee's injured. Let me see it. God? So you cut it on a rock. Even in the middle of town. The roads really need more work. That's why a fall at that speed can produce lacerations like this. Now I see. I'll have to remember the size and depth of this wound, so I can comprehend similar situations in the future with just a glance. As for your wound, there's nothing unusually wrong about it. To treat it, first we wash it with clean water. Then we apply some of these medicinal herbs. It's not bleeding anymore. Of course not. I just stopped it. Now listen to me. Don't take that off until the pain is all gone. Doctor's orders. If you can't listen to them, that'll mean your fixed skull is the real problem. Don't make me give up on you. I won't. I promise. Thank you, God. That's a good patient. Take care. What? What the heck, guy? Are you one of those gruff, curmudgeonous doctors who hides his heart of gold behind his prickly exterior? What are you talking about? I heal those who need healing, and show no mercy to those who would interfere with my medicinal pursuits. That's all there is to it. It couldn't be simpler. That dedication is not a bad thing in itself. But why do you insist on prioritizing that over all else? How could you so casually dismiss everything else wrong with this world, or the suffering of its people? You're asking my reasons? That's a new one. They're so blindingly obvious that I don't think I even have an answer ready. To tell you that, I'd have to pay attention to things I usually ignore, and bring my thinking down to the level of my most idiotic of patients. Never mind. There's no point. I'm just gonna have to keep working on kicking you interlopers out of my exam room. First you help a child, and now you're back to raising the dead. Which are you working for? Which are you looking for? Praise or revulsion? I have no need for either. Now would you stop acting up? You're the very worst sort of patient, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many dead you throw at us. If I can defeat the great Rakshasa, I can defeat you too. It never fails. It's always the most ignorant patients who make things worse. You should simply have resigned yourself to assisting me in my study of medicine. Now this has taken long enough that he has shown up. Oh, I'll explain later. All of you cease combat and get away from there immediately. I knew this was a possibility, but I didn't think it would actually happen now. And by this, I mean the worst goddamn case scenario we could think of. Talk about luck not being on our side. Master, over there in the sky. It's... Arjuna. What? I thought he spent his time flying around the Tree of Emptiness. I swear, there's nothing worse than amateurish home remedies. With this kind of power, and Vimana's mobility, there's no need for him to stay around guarding that tree. Especially now that no one besides him can even get close to it, thanks to that ocean growing bigger. The only reason he usually stays there because he has no need to go anywhere else. Which of course means, if he does have it need to go somewhere else, he will. Of course, in this particular case, he only knows because I informed him when I found you, as he ordered me to do. I guess he's actually taken a rare interest in you. They've got us surrounded. So, you are the sole god of this world. The one they say absorbed every other divinity in India. So, you are a god too. But you are a tiny, insignificant one. Shut up! You are nothing but a shadow of the once great hero. Don't you dare compare me to your stolen divinities. Your insolence is unforgivable. Now release every god you have within you immediately. I couldn't agree more. I'm sure you have a divinity linked to this world, Sita. I'm not letting you get away. Okay, but maybe you could not let him get away later. Haven't I told you guys that you don't stand a chance against him yet? In fact, I'm pretty sure we told you to get out of there. Did you not hear us say something? Oh, we heard you just fine. But it's not that simple. I don't think we can avoid combat at this point. We'll find a chance to get out of here. Yes, Master. We can't let our mission end here. Awaiting your orders. Here we go. Time to get clowned on. Bump, 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 bump. Loading, 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 loading. Ugh. What a drag. I suppose we should move over. This isn't going to be much of a fight, though. Hey, Lysogix, thanks for the follow. Sorry we didn't see it. We were in a cutscene and volume's still not working for some reason on this damn thing. Alright, so the gimmick here is there's not a gimmick. You can't hurt him. You just straight up can't. And he'll always hit you no matter what you do. That's the gimmick. It's a straight up unwinnable battle. Anyway, we're gonna let Nobu do their thing. Sansen Daisen Tenmao. Reiga Hoshino Zenkaisa. We've heard that too many times. Yeah, see. It's literally 0 damage. You can't actually do anything in this fight. I don't actually remember if you can cheese this fight with Castoria when she comes out. But regardless, the fight ends the turn after he uses his special move anyway. Which his charge gauge fills up. There's another fight later that you can do some pretty funny cheese of Castoria, but not this one. Fuck it. Do it again. Why not? He also doesn't even attack you during this. Ja 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 ja. Bum 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 bum. Get him, Nobu. You can do it. Unironically, Nobu is actually, if your Nobu is strong enough, they are actually a decent pick to deal with Arjuna Alter. Because they are severe anti-divine. And they have a decent attack stat, but it's not an easy way to do it. There's a like clear-cut easy way to do that fight, which you want to have ready by the time you get there. We don't have it ready, so it's gonna be very funny. Time to get owned. Fuck it. Pop this. It's not gonna do anything. AoE extra attack. It's almost like his attacks are programmed.
to look like they're AoEs, but then when you summon them, they aren't. Hey look, it's First Emperor, he lived. The First Emperor of China carries us through another fight. Wasn't that entertaining? Anyway, we're gonna get thrown right back into a cutscene. I blink out of sheer boredom. In the infinitesimal span of that blink, I had a dream. How unusual. It was a dream about a foolish war. A war that started for laughable reasons, persisted in absurdity, and ended in trivialities. There was something there, something within my memories, fighting alongside my beloved friends and brothers, wanting nothing more than to grant their wishes. My arrows found their way into every one of our hated enemies. I fought earnestly, with no shame, proud to have counted among my brother's ranks. But even so, something nagged at me, deep within my heart. Something dark and wriggling. As I grow bored of even that, I open my eyes, and once the darkness fades away, I forget that I ever dreamed at all. God has no need of dreams.
Ortonax output. It's dropping. System's overloading. Wait. Please. I'm not done for yet. You bastard. I can't afford to lose. If I can't protect Oz and his companions, then who? Oh man. Oh man. I guess it wasn't good enough after all. Even though Karna asked me to take over for him. I just can't. Damn it. I guess I've failed. Yet again.
Well, was it a satisfying diversion?
No. I'm just disappointed. These people survived my reconstruction. I thought maybe they were special. But they were not worth verifying. Although, what did I verify? I feel no need to understand.
Hey, first you had me call you, now you're just up and leaving. What do you want me to do with them?
I no longer care.
Messing things up and capriciously leaving as soon as he gets bored, huh? Yeah, he's a god, alright. Guess this means I can do whatever I want with them. At least he didn't obliterate them with divine punishment. Okay, then. Let's hurry up and end this already, so I can get back to my research. Hey! 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 Are you serious? None of you can even move?
I guess there wasn't any point in choosing after all. I knew I was a hopeless dead end. Thanks to my Rojitsu, the only power I was born with, I couldn't help but be enlightened about that. So I never needed to lie to myself. I don't even need to remember where it began, because I always knew from the start. My life has no value. I'm a pitiful jester, born to a pitiful world. So then, why did I make that choice? Why was I holding on so hard? Right, of course. It's because if I die here and now, and if nothing else, these feelings won't have been worthless, and they won't be erased. In that case, maybe this is an end I can accept. What? What the? My specimens! Surprised this place turned out to be a lawn of the dead, and I pick an odd time to visit. Oh, fuck. What? What in the world? What are you doing here, David? Uh-oh. I forgot he was here. What do you mean there's a fight here? Okay. I do actually have plans for stuff I gotta do today. That's why I was disappointed I started so late. So I will tell you what we'll do here. What we're going to do is I will pick up tomorrow, earlier in the day. Got it? So you better be there. And we'll do the rest of the stream that I wanted to do today, tomorrow. So it'll be at least another 2 hours. I'm also choosing to end it here, because that's a hell of a cliffhanger for you guys. I'll see y'all around, okay? Fucking rats. Oh yeah, we gotta thank some people, don't we? What a hassle. Ugh. Fuck it, I'm not doing that. I'll leave it to fourth. Third, what? I don't fucking care about you. That was pretty rude of him. Hold up. Hold up. Hi. He really does feel like nothing for you guys, huh? Anyway. Where were we? Thanking you. Wow, it's a good thing I decided to do that, because guess what just crashed? LMAO. Hi. Thank you, too. I'm Riku Akamine, and Lysergix for following. It's a pleasure to have you guys. Welcome to the Cult of the Old Cat. We'll be back tomorrow to finish up the rest of the stream, because this was a short one. But starting next week, we'll be back to a more semi-regular schedule. So that will be Final Fantasy XIV on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And more of this on Friday. No, wait, not Friday. Saturday. More of this on Saturday. So I hope to see y'all there. If I don't see you tomorrow. But I better see you tomorrow. And also here, if you haven't already, since we got some new people in today, make sure you join the Discord. It's the quickest way to get updates about where we're going live. We also post art and draw VTuber models. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can get that there, as well as updates. We made every single thing that's currently on screen, except for that bar up top. We didn't do that. Don't worry about that. That's a default setting. If you really like this stuff, make sure to support us on the Patreon. There'll be a voting poll going up probably tomorrow. I meant to do it today, but I ended up working on stuff all day and forgot about it. So, with that in mind, let me see who's online right now. I know we did Sky yesterday. Let's see. Yo, any of you, into, actually, yeah. I know what we'll do. We'll send you guys over to die tonight. Since we have we have lost some people. Oh, that's not right at all. They're currently playing. What are they playing? King of Fighters, something, something, something. I can't bother to read it from here. Alright, so I'm gonna send you guys over. Have a good night. Beat the shit out of them for me in a fighting game. It would be funny. And I'll see you around, okay? Hey, bye.